The Unicorn and the Hummingbird. Once there was a hummingbird who was the most beautiful in all the land. Her colorful feathers were the brightest of hot pinks, ruby reds, and glorious greens. She was greeted by gasps of appreciation and awe wherever she flew. Even those that saw her regularly were always stunned when she buzzed into view with her brilliant hues shining in the sun. Over time, all of the adoration and attention went to her head. She began to think of herself as better than all of the other creatures because of her bright beauty. She eventually became bored with it all and would react with a yawn to her many admirers. She felt restless and yearned for a change. One day, she encountered a misty lake while flying through the forest and felt in the presence of something uniquely magnificent. And there, in the lake's surface, she saw a reflection of a horse standing at the water's edge. He was looking at himself with a sad expression. He was colored with browns and yellows, colors that she normally did not find to be as pretty. But these were the color of caramel and butterscotch, and she could see an aura of golden light that surrounded his heart. The hummingbird was simply amazed. She flew to the horse and began chattering right away. She asked him if he knew how beautiful he was with his golden heart. The horse responded with a despondent sigh and wave of his head. "Me? I'm not beautiful," he said. "I just blend into the background." He looked sadly at his reflection again. "I wish I were as beautiful as you," he whispered. It was just loud enough to catch a water nymph's attention, who saw an opportunity for trickery. She told him that there was a way to be the best looking and most magical being in all the land. The nymph turned and threw water droplets toward the forest, and a magical path opened. All he had to do was follow the path, and the way would become clear, she said. The horse's eyes lit up, and he whinnied his pleasure at the prospect of this new adventure. However, the hummingbird was uncertain. She warned him that perhaps the water nymph did not have his well-being in mind. But the horse was determined nonetheless and started down the enchanted path into the forest. Little did he know, the hummingbird flew a short distance away behind him, for she didn't trust the situation. Soon enough, the forest began to change around the horse as he walked. It grew more dark and thick, and the path behind him closed up. It was only because the hummingbird was so quick and agile that she was able to keep ahead of the thick foliage that closed them in. The forest canopy above the horse grew together and blocked out all light, and it became so dark that the horse couldn't see the path before him. He realized his mistake and tried to move to go back, but the path had disappeared. Any direction that he tried to walk was met with thick thorns that pierced his skin. Sinister voices whispered through the dark, teasing him for his vanity. The horse fell to his knees with misery, for too late he realized how good he had it before. What use to him were perceived looks now. All he wanted in that moment was the ability to run free and see the beauty of the world around him again. He cried out to the voices, asking what could he do to go back. Hurtful laughter was all he received in reply. Then, in a flash of healing and hope, the hummingbird flew to him. She added an extra burst of energy to her wings, so much so that it gave off an aura of light. "Don't worry," she said. "Don't worry." The voices then demanded that she would have to give up something that helps her feel secure if she wanted to save the horse. "I will give my color," she cried out. Mother Nature herself heard this declaration and honored it. She blessed the hummingbird's brave gesture with additional light and love to make it extra strong. Intense love, light, and color spiraled down from the bird into the forehead of the horse. It formed a permanent horn of plenty, pure light in form, so that he would never again be separated from the light. The brilliant rainbow colors of the hummingbird went into the horse, transforming him into a multicolored, majestic unicorn, the first of its kind. The golden yellow of his beautiful heart showed itself on him as well. The darkness was no match for such powerful energy and wilted away. In that moment, he understood the truth that he wasn't able to see before, that he was abundant in true beauty, strong legs, kind friends, and a gratitude for life. He looked at his hummingbird friend, now left with his more muted tones of browns and yellows. "I see now what you meant," the unicorn told her. "You're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen." And from that day forward, the unicorn lived in service, helping those who are blind to their own beauty to find it.